Hey there neighbors, Kevin here with eTrailer, and today we're taking a look at Coleman-Machs Signature Mach Series rooftop AC units. If you are in need of a replacement air conditioning system for your RV, then look no further than Coleman-Mach. They have been in the business since 1967, so they have over 58 years of experience and innovation built into their AC systems. So that way you can make sure that each one of your camping trips is nice and enjoyable. So Coleman-Mach is going to offer a variety of different kits and different BTU ratings, colors. There's a bunch of different options when it comes to picking out the right one for your specific trailer. So with ours today, this is a ducted system, so we want to make sure that we're getting the correct air distribution box to go along with that, because we need to be able to force that air through all those ducts, and we don't want to have that just blowing out into the main area, which is our kitchen in most cases. But let's get back to the different options. So starting out color-wise, we have black or white, and then there's going to be a difference between those. There's a textured and then also a gloss finish that's going to go with this. So you can match that up to the aesthetics of your trailer, with everything else on the trailer being black up on the roof. Textured black just kind of made the most sense and was the best option for us today. Along with that, there is also a 15,000 BTU unit, which is the Mach 15. If you have a unit where it's a 13.5 and you're swapping over to a new one, you could go with the Mach 3, but you can also upgrade a little bit more to that 15, so that way you get a little bit more efficiency out of it and it can cool your trailer down a little bit quicker. So one other thing I highly recommend picking up along with your AC system is going to be a soft start. Coleman-Mach has one specifically designed for their units that's going to bolt right up on to the unit itself. Now you can't see it because it is hidden inside of our unit here under our shroud, but it is a pretty simple process. The install really didn't take us too much time, and they have some very clear instructions on how to get that installed. That is going to be a power source that's going to sit there, and it's going to get energized and hold some power inside of it, so that way when you actually go to start up your unit, you're not having this huge draw on the system itself. So that way it can start a little bit easier, not run as hard, and hopefully give you a little bit more of a lifespan with your unit. Now that we've talked a little bit more about the kits, why don't we go inside and we can show you exactly which air distribution box we have, how it functions, and then also how the thermostat functions as well. So for our air distribution box, since this is a ducted system, there isn't really going to be much to it. We have two vents that we have on the sides here, so that's going to blow air front and back here, and those can easily just be closed up by pressing the little lever over, and once those are closed, that's not going to force all of the air up through our ductwork. So say you're just with yourself, with either by yourself or with your significant other, and you're up in the master bedroom, you're not really in the kitchen area, you don't really need these vents to be open. You want that air kind of forced over to where you're actually going to be at. So easily just close that vent. Then maybe if you have someone else with you and they're sleeping out on the kitchenette bed, you open those back up, and now they can get a little bit of air too. But luckily with our trailer today, it does seem like there is quite a bit of ductwork ran through this, even though it is a little bit smaller. So you should have really good airflow through all this. Other thing with this too is going to be just the filter itself. So it is a tool-free design. You can easily press on these two tabs, pull it out, and then our filter is just sitting right here. And occasionally you'll want to take this out, just rinse it off, and then let it air dry, and you can get any kind of dust build up out of there, so that way you're breathing some nice clean air. But that's really going to do it for the air distribution box, because like I said, there really isn't much to it since this is a ducted system. Now our thermostat's going to be super simple to actually use here, so nice bright LED screen here, and we have just this little knob, and this is going to spin for selecting our temperature settings and then also through our modes. If we press on it, that's going to get us into our first setting here, and that's the mode. So we can switch from off to cool, to heat, and cool. On the cool plus heat, that is going to switch from either cold or hot up to that within a 2-degree difference. So say this gets to 72, then the AC should kick on, cool it back down to 70. Now if it drops down to 68, it's going to heat up, so it's going to turn on that furnace again and heat it back up to 70. Now there is a 15-minute delay between the two, so if you're having, you realistically shouldn't have that huge of a temperature transition inside your camper, but it won't want to cool and then immediately heat. You don't really want to have that going back and forth constantly, because then it's just going to keep running itself. But now we got both of them set to off. The other thing here is also our fan, so we can set our fan high, low, and then if you have on like the cool setting, Switch it to that. It's going to automatically have an auto high or auto low set for you. But say it's nice and cool in the camper already and you only want the fan on, you can also just have that fan running. Now there is one other setting on here, so if we go back to our mode and we switch over, go past cool and heat, there's going to be dry cool. Now that's still going to be cooling, but it's going to be at a much reduced energy usage. So we're going to have our fan on low, we're going to also have the compressor on low, so it's not going to draw as much. So that's for your dry camping. So that way if you're out there, you're not pulling as much out of your inverter or your generator setup, whatever you're doing to actually power the system, because this is going to need 110 service. So that'll just help you kind of back off of that full draw, so that way you're not drawing as much and potentially running down your batteries if you are that person that is using an inverter, or maybe you're needing a little bit less of a load on that generator so you can run a couple other appliances in your trailer at the same time. Well, that's going to do it for our look at the Coleman-Mach Signature Mach Series RV air conditioner systems. My name's Kevin, and if you still have some questions about what's going to be the right replacement air conditioner system for your RV, please feel free to reach out to us via our Ask the Experts link, a comment on this video, or a phone call to our customer service department. We'd be happy to help you out in your journey.